Hello everyone, my name is Benjamin. I welcome you to today's video lecture, which is entitled How to Monetize Your Knowledge. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Click on the notification bell as well, so that whenever a new video is uploaded, you will be notified instantly. We shall be talking about how to monetize your knowledge. This is a very important topic, and we shall get started by looking at a few questions that are quite critical by way of introduction. Did you know that the knowledge sharing industry is worth billions of dollars? Did you know that the knowledge you have is capable of solving someone else's problem, thereby earning you some money? Certainly, millions of people are constantly searching for knowledge that will help them to solve their problems. Millions of people are looking for information on various fields of life, including the very subject that you are knowledgeable about. No matter the level of knowledge you have on a given subject, there are always many people who will be very grateful to receive the very little knowledge you are able to disseminate. So in this video, I am going to show you how to start monetizing your knowledge. But let's look at why is knowledge monetizable? Why do we believe that knowledge should be monetized? Number one, once you can give people knowledge that will solve their specific problem, they are willing to pay for it. Number two, some people are searching for knowledge that will help them move from point A to point B in their career, and they are willing to pay for it. Number three, some are searching for new business ideas. Four, some people want to learn new skills. Five, others are searching for information that will lead to the transformation of their lives in one way or the other. Now, these are and many other reasons, are why knowledge is monetizable, because knowledge is necessary, and knowledge can transform people's life. When people get the kind of information they want, the kind of information that can take them from one point in their life to the next point, of course, it is a life transforming experience. So knowledge is really very, very important. And if you have knowledge on a given subject or in a given field of life, of course, there are a lot of people that the knowledge will be useful to, and that gives you the opportunity to monetize your knowledge. Now, let's look at benefits of sharing and monetizing your knowledge. One, it will give you the opportunity to help others by adding value to their lives. Two, it will help you to increase your own knowledge and skills, because when you start sharing knowledge with your target audience, of course, a lot of issues will arise that will necessitate your further research. And of course, as you teach others, you also find the need to update your own knowledge, to keep yourself abreast of the facts of the subject that you are discussing. And by so doing, you are upgrading yourself and updating your knowledge on that subject. Now, the third benefit is that it will help you to earn money in the process as you share your knowledge across various platforms. Of course, you get to earn some income for sharing your knowledge. Number four, you can develop it into a career that will lead to freedom, your freedom to become your own boss. There are a number of people who quit their job to go fully into the business of sharing their knowledge on internet with their target audience, and that gives them the freedom to be their own boss, to determine the kind of life they want to live. So there are a myriad of benefits derivable from sharing and monetizing your knowledge. Now let's look at the barriers you must overcome in order to get started. One, you must overcome the barrier, the self-limiting belief that you are not good enough. Of course, you need to understand that there are levels of knowledge. You may not be an expert, but at least you could be somewhere either at the beginner or at the intermediate level. Now, you don't wait until you become an expert before you start practicing what you know. Even if you have graduated from the university, no matter the kind of institution you graduated from, that automatically does not make you an expert in your field. You know, expertise is the product of practice, and so no amount of certification makes you automatically an expert. The best way to become an expert is to enter the process of practicing. You know, it is in the doing that you gain perfection. You know, so practice is what will ultimately lead you to perfection. So do not say you are not good enough. Of course, if you say you are not good enough and then you do not get to practice what you know, then you will never become good. You will just remain as you are. So there is need for you to go beyond that self-limiting belief and take the all-important first step. You know, at every level of knowledge you find yourself, there are learners that you are better than and whom you can share your knowledge with. And the little knowledge that you have, there are a number of people who will be grateful that you share this knowledge with them. Number two, the experience that, the excuse rather, that you don't have the startup capital. That is also a barrier, you know. Don't wait until you have everything before you take the first step. You can start small, you know. The Bible says that though your beginning may be small, but your later end will be great. So don't wait until you have everything before you start. Start with what you have. Start at whatever point you find yourself, and as you take that first step, you discover that other things will begin to fall into place. That exactly is a law in itself. You know, you need to take the first step if you have to embark on a journey. Even if it's a journey of 1,000 miles, it begins with just a step. But if you say, well, it's 1,000 miles and taking just a step is too small, you will never embark on that journey. A journey of 1,000 miles requires the first step, and then the second step, and then the third step, and as you continue, you discover that you are covering some distance. Number four is the fear of failure. That's another great barrier that hinders a lot of people from taking the necessary step to start sharing their knowledge. But I want you to know that failure is a stepping stone to greater heights. In everything you do in life, of course, there must be a learning process. Look at the average human being, that you see today, who is an adult, or an adolescent, began the journey of life from infancy. And of course, such a person had difficulty just sitting down. There was a child you sat a baby down and the baby fell back on his head, and at a time the baby could begin to crawl, and that also came with difficulty and ups and downs. And sometimes when the baby took the first step to start walking, it was always with difficulty. The baby would stand and would want to take the first step, and after taking the first step the baby might even fall, yet the baby would rise and continue to try. And of course, when the baby begins to walk and even run around, the rest becomes history. So that is exactly the way it is. Take the children at school, for example. They are given a test or a classwork, and of course when they fail a particular question, that's not the end of their education. They are given opportunity to make correction, and then by correcting their failure, of course they learn to do it better when next they are given a similar question. So there's always a learning process. When a child begins to talk, the child begins with the babbling stage, not uttering something that is intelligible. But the time comes that the same child can become an eloquent orator. The person you are listening to right now began the journey of communication with babbling, and that is the fact of life. So don't allow these barriers to hinder you from taking the necessary step. Now let's look at the steps that you need to take in order to monetize your knowledge. Number one, identify your niche. First, you need to identify which of your talents or areas of knowledge you want to monetize. To do this, you have to list all the things you are knowledgeable about, and then choose the one you know best and which you are most passionate about. There are other factors to consider, such as which of these areas of knowledge or talents or skills has the biggest market or the greatest demand, or which of them is most lucrative. Then choose the one that you consider the best option. Then step 2, develop your content creation skills. Of course, I've done a video entitled The 8 Laws of Content Creation, or the 8 Pillars of Content Creation. I will advise you to look for this video on YouTube and watch it. You will learn the 8 pillars of content creation: audience appeal, originality of ideas, focus and clarity. Then, of course, you have development, you have expression, you have grammatical correctness, then you have organization, you have political correctness. Now, these 8 pillars of content creation will enable you to develop your content creation skills, because you need to know how to create the right content for the right audience, because it doesn't make sense to create content and then no one will be interested in it. You need to consider the kind of content that will grab the attention of the audience and convince them and turn them from audience to prospects, and from prospects to customers. That exactly is the kind of content that you need to create. Now, step 3 is to create your content, and to do this you have to choose the form of content you want to create. There are different forms of content. You might want to create the expository kind of content, which is how to do something or how something works. Of course, a lot of people are sharing their knowledge, teaching people how to do one thing or the other. Of course, if you search the internet, you will find that people are even earning income by simply teaching people how to bake a cake. Some will teach you how to make a bag, how to produce your video clip, for example, how to prepare your video lesson, how to cook a particular dish, and so on and so forth. The list is endless. The point about expository form is that it enables you to share knowledge regarding a skill you have acquired, and it's a very lucrative form of content creation, because a lot of people are looking for how to learn one skill or the other. And if you can teach people a skill that you have acquired and make them learn it, of course, is powerful, and a lot of people are willing to pay for such kind of knowledge. Then you have the descriptive form of content creation that enables you to show the qualities or features of just anything. Of course, this can be used in promoting products and services, and it comes in different forms, and is also a powerful form of content. Then you have the narrative form, which is the storytelling method. Very powerful method, and a lot of people, of course, have used the storytelling method to actually project their ideas, and a lot of people are earning income by telling their stories. You find people telling their life story. Some tell their success story. Some make a confession of something that happened in their life in the past that was really bad, but along the line they learned from it, and of course it becomes a powerful tool to teach a lot of people how to avoid such pitfalls. And of course, the storytelling method is always a powerful tool for sharing your knowledge. Then we have the persuasive form, which enables you to outline reasons why your audience should buy into a given idea, and is a powerful tool that enables a lot of people to share their knowledge. Then of course you have the combined pattern, where people combine all these together. So in this case, a number of these are combined. Of course, the related forms can be combined, and if you ask me, in creating content, sometimes you need to employ the various forms, aspects of the narrative, aspects of the descriptive, aspects of the expository, and also aspects of the persuasive. All these can form ingredients that can be blended together to produce good content. Then step 4 is to digitize your content, but first you need to choose the format for presenting your knowledge or information to your target audience. You may want your audience to receive your knowledge in form of books, or in the format of ebooks or articles, magazines, or blog posts. So you choose the format. All these are various formats that will enable you to package your knowledge. Then you may decide to present your knowledge through the audiovisual format, in which case you have to digitize your content in the format of video clips, MP4, DVDs, and so on and so forth. You may of course want to make it just audio by coming up with audio books, audio lectures, CDs, podcasts, and so on and so forth. You may want to come up with webinars, packages that offer webinars and online courses. Of course, these are various formats, that you may choose from to digitize your content. Then step 5 is to actually monetize your content, and in this case you need to choose the platform on which to present your content to your target audience. You may want to use websites and blogs as your format. Of course, you may start with social media platforms, presenting your content on Facebook, on Instagram, on WhatsApp, on Twitter, on Pinterest, and so on and so forth. LinkedIn, various social media platforms. You may choose to begin with such platforms, and gradually you may create your own blog. And of course, there are affiliate programs. There are platforms that offer affiliate programs, and of course that also can be a good platform on which you monetize your content. Then you have ebook publishing platforms such as Amazon.com, Lulu.com, Payhip.com, and other platforms where you can publish your ebooks and present them to the general public who may want to buy them. The YouTube is also a large platform, especially for visual presentation of your content. In this case, if you are good at packaging your content in form of video clips, of course the YouTube is a good platform. Then you have online courses platforms such as Udemy, Skillshare, and a host of other platforms where you can offer courses to students and learners, and they pay for it. Of course, these are various platforms and quite a number of other platforms where you can monetize your content. Now, that's how it has been in today's video lecture. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Click on the subscribe button below to subscribe. By subscribing, of course, you lose nothing, yet you are actually encouraging me to create other helpful videos like this one that will be helpful to a lot of people out there. Like and share this video as well, and then click on the notification bell so that you will be notified whenever a new video is uploaded on this channel. I want to thank you for watching. If you have any comments that will be helpful to me in improving the quality of my lectures, or if you have any comments or commendation for any benefits you may have gained from the lecture, don't hesitate to leave your comments below. Bye for now and remain blessed.